Hello, everyone. This is Rick, and welcome to Astral Club. This will be breathing and spinning astral projection. Before we get started, if you'd like to support this channel on Patreon, you get no commercials, advanced podcasts on Sunday, and there's an email where we can talk back and forth. You can share your experiences and ask questions. And if you're interested, there is a link in the description. Next up, private lessons. If you'd like a private lesson to learn to astral project, be glad to help you. You'll find an email also in the description where you can request further information. Now, this podcast is based on Robert Bruce's book, Astral Dynamics, one of my favorite reference materials whenever astral projection is involved. And these techniques are interesting turns on some basic astral projection techniques. And I think you'll find that some of these work for you and some of these don't. Everybody's different in astral projection. So I think it's helpful to supply some new, slightly different techniques because perhaps you'll find one of them and you'll say, wow, finally I have something that works. So here we go. Now, I didn't try this particular breathing loosening exercise. I did the spinless loosening, but we'll start with the breathing loosening. And once again, you want to make sure that you put yourself into it like a light hypnotic, very relaxed state. I'll have a link to my 5 steps to full astral projection, which has a simplified breathing technique, or you can use progressive muscular relaxation, which is simply just tensing various muscle groups in your body for a period of, say, 5 seconds and then releasing it. So you start with your toes, you stress them for 5 seconds, then you release. And gradually you work your way all the way up to the top. And by that time, especially if you engaged in some sort of a deep breathing, intentional breathing technique, you will have entered an altered state. Naturally, you need a quiet environment for any astral projection technique, including these. Now, when we talk about loosening, what we're talking about here is we imagine our spirit, our astral self, is inhabiting our physical body. And so that's something we have to get over in order to astral project. So the purpose of these exercises is to, quote, loosen the spirit or the astral self such that departure for a period of time in what we call astral projection becomes a greater possibility, becomes a lot easier for our mind to comprehend. So these loosening techniques help your mind and hopefully your subconscious mind to get used to the idea of the elasticity of your astral self. So let's start with breathing loosening. Now, of course, you've put yourself into a altered state to some degree. You want to feel the room around you and take note of its spatial layout. Concentrate your awareness in your breathing action and feel yourself breathing slowly and naturally in and out. And as I said, my 5 steps to full astral projection helps you go through that. And I'll have a link in the description if you want to review it. But the bottom line here is regular intentional breathing. Breathing through the nose, holding it for a period of time, then releasing it through the mouth, holding it for a period of time, and then starting over again. That's just a basic breathing technique. And that's been used for thousands of years, going way back to ancient India and what have you. Now, as you breathe in, feel yourself expanding outward as your lungs fill to capacity, as if your physical body was rapidly expanding outward like a balloon. Feel the room shrinking around you as you expand to fill it. At the end of the in-breath, try to feel your awareness filling the whole room to capacity. As you breathe out, feel yourself shrinking into yourself like a collapsing balloon. Feel the room around you expanding rapidly from you as you get smaller and smaller. At the end of the out breath, briefly feel the spatial coordinates of the entire room as being far, far away, as if you were a minute point of consciousness, a tiny spark in a giant, oversized room. Repeat this exercise for as long as you wish before continuing with a full projection attempt. Now, that was a fairly simple technique. I think anybody could try that and have some fun with it. Now, this is spin loosening next. I tried this one too, and this one was very effective for me. So let's talk about it. Now, spin loosening, any body awareness action that holds a point of awareness exterior to the physical body is extremely difficult to hold if kept in one place only, and I can attest to that. It is, though, fairly easy to hold a point of awareness if it is kept moving. Might have something to do with the boredom in our brains. I don't know. Anyway, movement tricks the mind into momentarily accepting an exterior point of awareness. That might have something to do with how we evolved as primitive man. I don't know. I probably should look more into that. But at any rate, put yourself in the required state for projection. Once again, deep breathing, progressive muscular relaxation. Anything like that, or whatever you use. If you're into yoga, whatever you use is fine. Bounce your point of awareness at eye level back and forth to the wall or ceiling directly in front of you a few times. Move your point of awareness clockwise around the room, briefly touching each wall, ceiling, and floor surface in passing. Circle the room continually, taking 1 to 3 seconds for each circuit. Let me just add, if you're somebody who's very sensitive to motion sickness, you might feel a little bit of nausea. If you do, just stop for a bit and then begin again. This speed can be varied to suit whatever feels natural to you. As your point of awareness circles the room, feel it sliding and brushing gently over the interior surfaces of the room. Stay aware of your changing perspective in the room as your point of awareness spins around you. Feel yourself and your point of awareness spinning around the room. Try to feel your spatial coordinates changing around you, exterior to your body, as you spin. Feel yourself spinning inside your body and feel the room around you moving as you spin. Settle into a steady spin at whatever speed you feel most comfortable with. If you continue this, your mind will at some point be tricked into believing you are actually spinning outside your body, and I can attest to that as well. When this happens, you will feel a momentary falling sensation inside yourself, a brief sensation of vertigo that will usually happen many times while using this technique. This technique can trigger the projection reflex, so be prepared. And it did work for me as well. So perhaps it will work for you. Okay, I want to end this now because I'm fighting this cold and losing my voice on and off. So hopefully these slightly niche and interesting techniques might be something that you'll find useful in learning to astral project. If you found this interesting, please hit the like button, share it with those of like minds. Subscribe if you haven't already, and most of you have. But make sure that bell is on so you're notified whenever the new videos drop on Wednesday afternoon and Saturday morning. Please leave your questions, comments, any successes or even failures that you've had trying out these techniques. Be very interested to read them. And as always, this is Rick, and I will see you on the astral plane.